In this video, part 1 of 4, we are discussing the misconceptions of coupling audio equipment versus decoupling, including some demonstrations. If you are currently coupling your electronics and/or speakers, this video is for you. This episode is brought to you by AV RoomService, specializing in acoustic design services and products to optimize the performance of your room and equipment experience. Visit us at avroomservice.com or book a call to speak with me to see how I can help you get the most out of your room and gear. AV RoomService, the science of perfected sound. So what is going on here, and what is the point? I just grabbed some photos off the internet, so I apologize if you are associated with any of these examples. On the other hand, you might learn something here. I am often baffled with the audiophile train of thought. For example, why are we using spikes and then adding a plate? Are we trying to protect the floor or the resting platform from being scratched by the spike? Well, then why are we using the spike in the first place? Coupling is never the answer for mitigating vibration transfer in the first place. A rigid coupler, especially spikes, will almost certainly make matters worse. Here is a typical spike and spike pad combination. This is a simple demonstration, very unscientific, but relatable. I'm going to use a music box mechanism to demonstrate how much sound energy transmits through the spike and the spike pad, and then through a proper decoupler like the AV RoomService Equipment Vibration Protector, or EVP, which lab proven mitigates more than 90% of the energy from 5 Hz on up. Now, the bedplate of the mechanism only transmits about as much energy as a tweeter. However, it does play down to 500 Hz. Imagine the energy of a subwoofer. You probably won't hear the difference in sound energy in amplitude or timbre between the spike without and with the plate, but you will certainly hear the isolation of the EVP. So I'm showing a RealTime Analyzer for sound pressure level. I'm moving this line over at 400 Hz, so pay attention to the right, 500 Hz. That's the music box mechanism in the air. Doesn't couple very well, but on the table, notice I've got peaks held. So now I'm putting it on the spike. Transfers super well. Now on the spike on the pad, probably won't be able to hear a difference here, but I can in real life. Back to just the spike. Now with our EVP, no transfer that you can hear, just a little bit of airborne. There's airborne, no coupling, very little to the air. And then about a 27 dB increase coupled to the table, making it move a few billionths of a meter. In this 4-part series of videos, we'll talk about myths such as coupling rather than decoupling, the use of spikes, the idea of an acoustic diode, spikes which are terminated then with a large plate, as we did. It warrants a series of videos to discuss the misconceptions and reveal truths. We'll cover how coupling creates two unwanted sound energy arrivals, how spikes increase sound energy transfer, how loudspeaker cabinets vibrate the same whether coupled or not, and other myths and truths. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and if you would like to see more, click here or here. And don't forget to go to avroomservice.com to see how we can help you make the most of your listening experience.